السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم مستر ديل من قناة مستر ديل جيمز. رجعنا لكم في مقطع جديد وحلقة جديدة من هوغورتس ليجاسي، الحلقة 13. اليوم راح نكمل مهماتنا، أكيد راح نكمل مهماتنا. فأهم شيء لا تنسون معنا بزر اللايك واشتراك معنا في هذا القناة والنشر. يلا نبدأ. بسم الله. يأتي سباستيان.
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
أوكي يلا.
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominis and the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
لا أعلم، لكن ربما يبحثون الطريقة التي شيدوا بها قلعة رونروك وقصر إيزو. كيف تتعامل مع هذا؟ نحن نسد الطرائق، يمكن تجنب أن يتم
We
كشفنا.
need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
After you.
After you.
Revelio. There they are up ahead.
I'll let you lead.
اوكي، نبغى نوصل ليش الشيء اللي ورا. اوكي ننزل تحت كذا يمين والديل. ما نبي احد يشوفنا، الكثرة تغلب الشجاعة.
Kill anyone who tries.
Ranrock's loyalists are out for blood.
صحيح، اهرب من ورا. اهرب 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 اهرب. اهرب 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 اهرب.
This is going well.
We make a good team.
We do at that.
هي أو خليك معي جاسوس سابق في تعال 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 تعال. ما حد داري ما حد داري ما حد داري. تعال بسرعة. ايه انت مكثر من المشروم. ايه اوه، لازم وسيلة الهاء يا ابني، لازم. ودخلنا. والله اني مية مية يا اخي. جوا عادي، لو تبغى طحن طحن قدام.
For better or for worse, we're in.
لا والله ما هو القصد ذا.
This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed after accidents were reported. Now I see why.
نجيها من وراء.
I don't see any goblins in these webs.
Too disgusting for even a spider to prey on.
يا حبيبي يلا في سبايدرز. يا حبيبي طبحنا عندهم. ايه عليك فيه عليك فيه. كافو ذبح خويه. كافو كافو. يلا انت الان انت رجال.
loyalists are in here?
Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the soulless eyes, or the venomous fangs, or any number of endearing points.
Smashing.
Should have thought to conjure stairs.
لا ما أحب أسوي أفلام. المهم يمكن زيارة أحمد. طيب أوكي. بس لا ما في واحد ثاني. اها طيب اوكي. انتم عيال عم. هو صايح كذا طبيعي ولا وش وضعه؟
We're making quick work of them.
Professor Hecat would be proud.
She would at that. Ranrock's loyalists have all but an unwelcome distraction at that.
We have another fight on our hands.
Why am I not surprised?
ورانا معركة.
Someone's here.
شو مساعدة.
Certainly cleared the room.
You're not a bad chap. For a Slytherin.
You Gryffindors don't have a monopoly on bravery, you know.
A room above the cabin door. Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it.
Wasn't expecting that.
شنو يا خوي؟
Revelio.
والله هذا وش عادت لي الحياة كما لو كانت في ضباب يتألم بعد الآن.
Revelio.
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this
Sebastian,
mystery.
I think I found something. A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
تعال من ورا. كلنا ما عجبنا الكلام.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why
So-
hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure. But I'm fascinated.
Revelio.
Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around.
إيه هذا؟
And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit.
حلوين عشان لا نقدر ندخل الآن.
Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
أفضل.
I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area.
Man.
Mine has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone.
A goblin? Tell me I'm wrong. You know goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying. Unbelievable.
واليوم راح نتكلم معها السيد الأستاذة
Welcome back.
أهلين. لازم أقرب لك يعني. يلا.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
يلا نقلنا طريق عشان ندخل.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office?
كيف ندخل من مكتب المدير؟
Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
جد. خل نروح نسأل الألغاب المحرمة. هاي بابي. شو عندك؟
I
can do this. They will want to help.
اوكي.
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
ايه
Well, they
قناة.
don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I
والله
suppose.
احاول اقناعهم الله يعين.
Once we tell them about the snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're
صح.
right. Perhaps
لا لا ان شاء الله
they'll
ان
be
شاء الله يا
able to
بابي.
tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's
مرتبكة.
nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them,
نعزز
tell them about
أنفسنا.
the snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fun.
اللي طلعوا علينا قبل أن نتكلم نقول فاين اللي هذول هم جاي مهاجمين الرجال ما مهاجمين الا والله يلتفون حولنا يا رجال يا قناطير مستمتع وكثرهم علينا.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah, I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur and it
منطوق.
spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
ايه كابتن كابتن كابتن
Leave them be, Alec.
هذا من
We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
حلو.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care.
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
حلو.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all three of your heads.
اوه مهدده.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means yet. Please help us find the snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone.
حلو
Retrieve
علمنا.
it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
حلو. يلا مشينا. اقنعنا قنطور.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
او اثبات.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned.
اي والله. يا مشينا.
I'll let you know what I find.
روحي دوري على المينا ها. ما تشتغل الا
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
اي ابن العن والدي هالو. يلا.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
أوكي. أين يمكن أن
Where
أعثر
am I to
عليها؟
find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
شو أتوقع
What sort of
فيهم؟
information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
أوكي.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
لا ما عليه.
Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
إيه تحرك وخذ راحة. فوقهم. هو جالس.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
إيش سويتي؟
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean?
أوف.
Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
والله. إذا متشاهد الأردن يتحمل حبيبي إكس ونتي.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
إيه والله وسخي. طيب.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
نأمل أن تعيد النظر بيننا إذا فهمت ما
It's worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles?
No.
All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know,
لا
Mr. Hill.
عليك.
He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
مشكلة بشأن الملاحظة.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
مشكلة والله.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous.
ما عليك
As
أنا
for
أرعب.
Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
زي ناتي تلعب.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
خلينا نشوف يمكن رايح الهوج. مشكلة الوراعيين ذول ما يسكت.
Somewhere. Revelio. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
هذه راحت على خطواتها. هذه خطوات دخلت من هنا، راحت من هنا.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
شو بذا؟
Revelio.
راحت من هنا.
Natty must have been taken this way.
اي والله واضح. دخلوها هنا. هي بالوسخ ذا.
Footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
اي عرفتها انا. هذا هو زبطنا. يلا بقى. بعد ما فتحنا ذا نشوف فيك هنا، نروح ندور على خويتنا. تم شكله مختطفوها. هذا شكله مختطفوها. لك لا.
Revelio. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that.
Not gonna work. Using that girl as bait, no one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her. Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
اخرب بيتهم.
Girls be nothing but trouble. About time.
Tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
هذا هو.
Determined to say nothing.
اوه يعذبونها شكله. شكله يعذبونها الوصف.
You want to talk brave? You weren't there.
فاك.
I'll have filled us by the time I retire. The girl's friend won't come looking for her. Too dangerous. We're wasting our time.
انتوا تحسبوني بيه.
Show yourself.
I don't want to work a job.
Natty must be here somewhere.
Better be a beast.
Oh, what's the light go out of your eyes? Found us. I knew you would realize I had left my one for you. He will tell you what you need. Expulsion. How does that feel?
أبدي. دافع عني. حلوين قتلتهم. هذا يسكو.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you.
إيه لقيت
I'm
هذه.
all right.
هذا بالبار هذا.
Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be blocked by something.
هذا.
Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there. Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
شكله بكل. فتح. بس. وانا على بالي. راح اتكلم مع ناتي. كفو. يوم مشينا. ما في حق شيء.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
يا عمي أنا ذبحتهم. ما في أحد أظن. يعني والله في لعبة جانبية من عون الجدف عن ساحرة كنا بتبيع لي متجر بعلمك إياه بعدين.
I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe.
هذه
Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife, Miss Onai. Your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Now, Sai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
هلا. ومثل ما تشوفون وصل نهاية مقطعنا لهذا اليوم من هوغورتس ليجاسي الحلقة 13. إن شاء الله عجبكم المقطع. إذا عجبكم لا تنسون معنا بزر اللايك، اشتراك معنا في هذه القناة والنشر. كان معكم مستر ديل من قناة مستر ديل جيمز. السلام عليكم.